It was just past midnight in New York City, the air thick with the hum of the city that never sleeps. Carl, a lanky, middle-aged man with a knack for staying calm under pressure, was Donald Trump's longtime driver. In the dimly lit Trump Tower garage, he was performing his routine checks on Trump's prized possession, a custom-built Rolls-Royce Phantom, its gold-trimmed exterior gleaming like a trophy. Carl was used to Trump's eccentric demands, late-night burger runs, impromptu trips to Mar-a-Lago, or ferrying mysterious briefcases, but nothing prepared him for what he found when he returned to the garage after a quick coffee break. His heart sank. The Rolls-Royce was gone. The security cameras had been sabotaged, their wires cut clean, and the only clue was a smoldering Cuban cigar but on the concrete floor, its faint aroma lingering in the air. Carl fumbled for his phone and called Trump. "Carl, if you don't find that car, you're done." Trump bellowed, his voice crackling through the line. "That car's not just any vehicle, it's got important things inside." The raw panic in Trump's tone was unlike anything Carl had heard before. Important things? Was it a contract? A gold-plated pin? Or something far bigger? Trump hung up before Carl could ask, leaving him with a sinking feeling that this wasn't just about a car. Kneeling beside the cigar butt, Carl sniffed it cautiously. It was a Cohiba Behike, expensive, rare, and unmistakable. In New York, only one person was known to flaunt such cigars, Vincent Russo, a notorious underworld kingpin known as the King. Russo ran his empire from a glitzy Manhattan nightclub called the Golden Goblet, a place where mobsters mingled with celebrities under neon lights. Carl knew he had to start there. As he grabbed his jacket, his phone buzzed with a text from Trump. "Carl, there's a red notebook in that car. No one can see it. Got it? No one." The Golden Goblet was a fortress of opulence, its entrance guarded by a hulking figure named Tony, whose neck was thicker than Carl's thigh. "You here for Vinny?" Tony growled, eyeing Carl's worn leather jacket. Thinking fast, Carl pulled the cigar butt from his pocket. "Yeah, about a cigar," he said, holding it up. Tony's eyes narrowed, but he stepped aside, ushering Carl into a world of velvet curtains, crystal chandeliers, and the heavy scent of expensive cologne. Inside, Vincent Russo lounged in a private booth, a glass of whiskey in one hand and a fresh cigar in the other. His tailored suit screamed money, and his sly grin screamed trouble. "So, you're Trump's driver," Russo said, exhaling a cloud of smoke. "Heard about the car. Bad luck, huh? I don't have it, but I know who does. Problem is, information ain't free." Carl's stomach churned. Russo leaned forward, his voice dropping to a whisper. "There's a woman, Sofia Delgado, goes by Leopard. She's got your car. But if you want her location, you'll do me a favor first." Russo's favor was no small task. Sofia Delgado, a rival crime lord, owned a casino in Brooklyn, and Russo wanted Carl to steal an emerald-encrusted necklace from her private office, a piece said to be worth millions. "Bring me that necklace, and I'll tell you where your precious Rolls is," Russo said, his eyes glinting. Carl had no choice. He nodded, though every instinct screamed this was a bad idea. Sofia's casino, the Leopard's Den, was a neon-lit fortress in the heart of Brooklyn, pulsing with the sounds of slot machines and laughter. Carl slipped in disguised as a waiter, his tray of drinks hiding his nervous sweat. He navigated the crowded floor, dodging high rollers and cocktail waitresses, until he reached the back hallway leading to Sofia's office. The door was unguarded, but a high-tech lock glowed ominously. Using a trick he'd learned from a locksmith friend, Carl bypassed the lock with a paperclip and a prayer. Inside, the office was a shrine to extravagance: leopard print rugs, gold-framed mirrors, and a glass case displaying the necklace, its emeralds sparkling like green fire. As Carl reached for the case, the door swung open. Sofia Delgado stood there, her sharp eyes locking onto him. She was tall, with a presence that filled the room, her black dress clinging to her like a second skin. "Who are you?" she demanded, her voice like a blade. Carl's mind raced. "Janitor," he blurted, immediately regretting it. Sofia's lips curled into a dangerous smile. "Trump's driver, huh? That car's with me. Touch that necklace, and you're a dead man." Before she could call her guards, Carl grabbed the necklace, smashed the window with a chair, and leapt into the alley below. Sofia's furious shouts echoed as he sprinted into the night, the necklace burning a hole in his pocket. Back at the Golden Goblet, Carl handed the necklace to Russo, who examined it with a jeweler's loupe. "Not bad, driver," Russo said, chuckling. Your car's at the old shipyard on Pier 17, buried in a scrap pile. Good luck. Carl didn't trust Russo, but he had no other leads. He raced to the shipyard, a maze of rusted metal and abandoned cranes under a moonless sky. There, hidden among twisted steel, was the Rolls-Royce, its gold trim dulled by dust. But he wasn't alone. Sophia's right-hand man, Blade Diego, leaned against the car, twirling a pocket knife. Diego was lean, with a scar running down his cheek and a grin that promised trouble. Want the car? You'll have to earn it, Diego said. Knives? Carl asked, his voice cracking. Diego laughed. Chess. To Carl's shock, Diego pulled out a portable chessboard. A former chess champion turned enforcer, Diego was confident he'd win. Carl, who'd never played beyond a childhood game with his cousin, sat down, heart pounding. The game was tense, each move a gamble. Then, Diego's phone buzzed, a call from Sophia. In that split-second distraction, Carl made a bold move, checkmating Diego's king. Diego stared at the board, then laughed. You're luckier than you look, he said, tossing Carl the keys. Inside the Rolls-Royce, Carl found the red notebook tucked under the driver's seat. Its pages were filled with Trump-scrawled handwriting. Gold stocks, offshore accounts, Mar-a-Lago secret room, Project Aurora, Project Aurora? Carl's mind raced. What was Trump hiding? He pocketed the notebook and drove back to Trump Tower, the city's lights blurring past him. Trump was waiting in his penthouse, pacing in a red silk robe. When he saw the car and notebook, he exhaled deeply. Carl, you're a hero. The best driver, tremendous, he said, clapping Carl on the shoulder. But as Carl handed over the notebook, he couldn't shake the weight of what he'd read. Those secrets, offshore accounts, a hidden room, were they worth protecting? Or should he dig deeper? That night, as Carl drove home through the quiet streets of Queens, he noticed a black SUV in his rearview mirror, its headlights steady and unyielding. Someone was following him. He tightened his grip on the wheel, his pulse racing. The adventure, it seemed, was far from over.